Hey y'all, Miss Shirley, OG Gardner, Cleveland, Ohio, Zone 6B. Thank y'all for coming in. If you're watching the replay, thank you so much. Hit that like button and showing me that you like me just a little bit. And also hit that notification button so that you'll be notified of any new videos I might upload. Well, if you notice, the scenery is different today because I'm not at home. I'm at my granddaughter's house and I'm in my favorite spot, the guest room, where I always stay when I come in. So we've been hanging together um, on and off because she works from home. So uh, I told her I just bring my laptop over here and do the live at the house. She's downstairs giving the baby dinner. I already ate. But thank you for coming in. Hope y'all enjoy yourselves. I noticed there's been a lot of people going live today, and some people are going live right now. So I'll just wait for a few, and hopefully y'all find me and start falling in here. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's about 81 degrees today. Yesterday it was nice for a hot minute, then it got cooler, then it rained like cats and dogs. And I didn't see any rain in the forecast, but weathermen don't know everything. So when we woke up this morning, it started out a little cool, but by the time 1 o'clock hit, it was roasty and toasty. And with that fresh rain, it was humid. Boy, that humidity was no joke. But they got, whole house air conditioning, so they good there. And you got it in the car. But overall, it's been sunny and nice today. She had a couple planters in the back. We went shopping yesterday and got some plants and put it in there. So the planters are looking kind of nice. And she got some left over to make it one more. So I've been really enjoying the day with my grandbaby. My great grandbaby. She was at daycare. We picked her up. So she's so full of energy. If I could get just an ounce of that energy, I'd be good to go. Yes, indeed. Um, the topic for tonight is something a little different because I know we have people here from all different ages and from different, what's the word I'm looking for, levels of life, whether you're old or younger or middle age or what have you. And everybody has their own way of doing things. A lot of us are set in our ways. A lot of us are learning new ways. Um, but my subject matter is, how would you defend your food in your home during a disaster? And the only reason I'm bringing the subject up is because, what was it, last week? Folks was asking us about, did you feel the earthquake? In some states, some people did, and others we didn't. I didn't feel it. I didn't even know anything about it until I heard about it. So I thought that was something different. But when you travel, or like, I didn't bring my go bag with me when I came to my granddaughter's house. So what if something happened while I was here? How would I survive? Uh, I don't believe they have go bags here. I'm trying to teach them, but at this point, they haven't. So, how would we start to defend ourselves in a disaster moment? I know how to survive from my home because that's where I've done all my prepping and that's where my go bag is at. But when you go elsewhere and you don't take your go bag with you, what course of action do you have to take if they're not a prepper or preparer, or however you want to phrase it, as yourself? Is your family on that same level? Um, and people, about defending their homes, um, there's a 2A community that's encouraging people how to be mm, skillful with the things that they have and how to use them in a proper way in defending their home and food. You know, um, when I had to defend growing food, because I had to deal with critters like deer and groundhogs and raccoons and what have you, and I haven't found a foolproof way yet to get rid of them, and it's hard to say. Um, Also, not just that, but the weather too. Like some of these states have been having extreme floods and rain. And so a lot of people's food got washed away, and they're starting over again. They're, you know, dropping more seeds and buying starts if that's what they need in order to get them going. Hey Gina, how are you, sweetheart? Glad to see you. Watching your latest video. Thank you, thank you, thank you for stopping in. I was just saying there was a lot of lives going on today. Before I came in on my own live, I was watching Lead Farmer and Bayou Sugar. And I was like, well, I remember when I first started doing my lives on Thursday, I was the only one. Now you see folks popping up all the time. And I was hanging with my dear sister, G Quad. Now she's in Arizona earlier. So there's a lot going on today. And as the weather gets warmer, it's going to be a lot more activity. Soon the kids will be out of school. 2 weeks ago, he went to a nephew. He had his prom. So there's that time of the year that it's not just gardening that's blossoming. You got kids graduating from school, be ready to getting prepped to go to college in the fall. You got your other kids that be out of school for the summer, and but the daycares are still open and kids are still going there. But the activity and recreational centers will start to get more influx of kids once they're out of school. Uh, they oh yeah, they were live today. Yeah, everybody was popping up live today. So they've been busy, busy, busy. So the weather has a lot to do with it too. I'm seeing a lot of people harvesting a lot of food, and they're showing tours of their gardens in regards to how much that has grown. I'm seeing a lot of people buying the green stalks. Hey, Shea Sunshine, thanks for stopping in. Um, and they're fixing those up. I got mine going, and we've had rain for the last 2 days, and they said it wasn't going to be any more rain till the end of next week. They lied, but I'm glad I got it done. So just everything's getting watered in and getting a good head start. Also, I planted up my other two towers too. One with sweet peas, the other one with the blue butterfly pea, and in the middle I stuck nasturtiums in one and calendula in the other. Who is that? Grow with Hudson. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you for stopping in, G Hub. Yeah, she's another sister there that has a community garden and she's working out of it as well as Gina working out of hers. So it's a lot of people who are finding their you know, niche in community gardens and extending, growing more. Oh, thank you, Gina. Hey, I don't know if the
Ooh,
if
money in the chat, money in the chat, money in the chat,
okay.
money in the
Did
chat,
it do
chat,
the
chat,
money?
chat, 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 chat.
Hey.
Woohoo! Thank you so much. I appreciate
Thank you for that donation. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can use every penny. So much. So I was looking at your peach tree. How it's loaded with peaches, Gina. And I was like, yeah, buddy, when that bad boy get ready, I wonder what she gonna make out of it. Are you gonna be like Forrest Gump? I'm gonna make peach butter, peach. Uh, what else you could make? Peach cobbler. You can make peach butter. What is it? What's? I can't believe I can't remember all the stuff you can make with peaches. Peach pie, peach jam, peach preserves. Thank you. You can put peaches on chicken. Oh my goodness. You can put peaches in smoothies. Oh man, you can do peaches with a lot of stuff. Yes, indeedy. Woo. Yeah, enjoy them. So yeah. So I'm just watching other folks, and I was looking at Nikki's garden, how nice it's coming along, how she's harvesting. And I like all the videos of people going to like the blue apron store and the yellow and the orange apron store, Wally World, and what have you, and they're buying, or showing you the plants that they have, fruit trees that's further down south. It just called me Forrest. Yeah, and you guys are not only done spring, y'all in the summer. We just now getting spring going, and hopefully we'll have more than 1 week of spring before it jumps into summer because it's already up to it was 81 here today, supposed to be 84 tomorrow. So I think we just gonna bypass spring altogether. But then I was looking at the long forecast, and it shows that we're gonna drop down to 47 degrees about 3 days in a row next week. And I was like, why? Is this punishment? About trying to get a garden going? And I was like, I really would like to put my summer stuff out. Like I already got some okra started. My melons is popping. I want to throw my tomato plants. I got my what is that? Cherokee purple plants is ready to go in the ground. I made peach butter, peach barbecue sauce, and peach gel last year. Okay, so you're gonna have a whole long list of stuff. Uh, might as well make it rain. I wish I
Money in the
could.
chat, money in the chat,
Drop it
money in
like
the
it's
chat,
hot.
money
Drop
in
it
the
like it's
chat, chat,
hot.
chat, 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 chat. Woohoo! Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Why, thank you. Money in the chat, money in the chat, money.
Thank you, Jihad. I appreciate that so much. Oh, yeah, yummy. Yep, that sounds like the good stuff. Yes, indeedy. Jihad, when I was watching you do your shopping haul that you did, you found some good bargains. You found some good bargains. I just really enjoy how people take time. Was that backyard garden? Flo, what's up? What's up? Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. How are you this evening? Yep, thank you so much. Um, it's just so much out here going on right now. Do we actually pay attention to if we have all these natural disasters? Are we ready for them? Wherever we're at, not just being at home. Yeah, not just being at home when you're out and about, you know, with friends and family. Do you take your go bags with you if you get invited out to dinner? Do you have a go bag in your car, in your trunk, in your back seat, on the floor, wherever, that you can grab once you walk out the door so that regardless of how your situation end up, you are prepared. Where you might be, they might not be prepared, but are you prepared? And once you find out what your status is and you check back on your loved ones, will they be prepared if you're not there? Are they able to hold down the fort until you can get back to them if possible? Because sometimes it could be a trip out of state when stuff happens, and so you can only get back but so fast. And if it's a real bad natural disaster, they might not have airplanes that can land. And it ain't about you, putting on a parachute and jumping out the plane once they fly over your state to get to your family. Or the roads might be blocked with traffic that you sit there for hours until you run out of gas trying to get home. So, what kind of preps have you made to be able to care for yourself and your family and friends if possible, because not everybody has um, a spouse or a significant other. They might live alone. They might not have any children. So you might want to help them out as well since you know their circumstances. But how do you defend that? Like not everybody's into pew pews for defense. Some people have knives, baseball bats, other forms, a club, other forms of defense if they live alone. People have alarm systems, cameras around the house. They might have pets. They might have dogs, and more than one dog. In regards to being defensive, guarding themselves and their possessions. So yeah, just gifted. Thank you for stopping in this evening. Glad to see you. Glad you made it in. So yeah, so it's a lot happening nowadays, and you can only spread yourself, but so thin, you can only be at one place at a time. So, how are you making things happen? Food, meds, alternative energy sources, etc. Right? So a lot of people are buying generators, and to help for blackouts or brownouts or black of any kind, storms, rainstorms, snowstorms. Um, but when you have to do a bug out and you taking your go bag, you can't drag all that other stuff with you. You're not taking your generators with you. You're not taking your solar panels with you. You're not taking all that extra stuff with you. You can only carry so much in a go bag. So, even though you might be prepped at home, does everybody in the household know how to use these equipment and where to go and what to do if you're not there, as far as being defensive and being able to deal with the disaster itself? Because if you got an earthquake, they want you out of the house, or in that middle room with a mattress over in the bathroom, whatever. uh, Tornadoes, hurricanes, I mean, there's a lot of different kind of disasters, like the fires they had in California, where they had to just literally grab whatever they could and get out of there. And a lot of people lost everything, houses burnt to the ground. So do you have an escape route? Do you practice this with your family? Do you practice it with your kids? Do your kids know where to go, that if you're in one place and they're in another, is there a meeting spot that you can come back to, where you can meet up with one another to make sure that everybody's okay and accounted for? Know where your children are at all times when a natural disaster hits, so you know who to contact to try to locate your children, or as I said, give them a designated spot to meet at. Who is that? Oh, all right, Zetero. I don't have the right glasses on tonight. These glasses aren't working. I can't see without them. Well, I don't know. I'm half and half. Hey, good Carbon Q. What's up? What's up? Hi, huh? Thank you for stopping in this evening. I'm glad to see you. Thank you so much. Everybody saying good evening, hello to one another. So yeah, like I said, a lot of you guys are in different communities. Hey, Netta Ness, there go my nesty. How are you? Thank you for stopping in this evening. So I'm talking about how you defend your food and your family in natural disasters. Does everybody that's in the chat put a one in here if you got a go bag? Put a two in there if your family, as far as your kids and other ones who live with you, also have their own personal go bags, not depending on just yours. Hey, Nikki, the everyday life of the OCD is chick. Yes, I like your videos, Nikki, and I love your flowers. You know I'm a flower fanatic. Yeah, I planted some calendulas and some nasturtiums the other day, and I want to add some more flowers too. Carmen said, yes, ma'am. Yeah, because like I said, everybody has a different way of defending themselves, their family. Some people know karate, some know crazer. You know what I mean? Not everybody's into the pew pews. So, how do you defend yourself? Okay. Ooh, there's a lot of ones up in here. Okay. Oh, that's all right. Two. That means your family know what to do if you're not around. And that's the biggest thing. Just because you know how to prep, does everybody else know how to prep? And have you taught your other ones? Hey, Bayou, I wanted to stop by earlier, but there was so many labs going on today. I was like, ooh, I couldn't do them all. Got to get a go bag for my allergy kid. Okay, yeah, sometimes you have to do that. And that's what who was that? G Hub was saying earlier. If you got allergies and medications and what have you, you need to be on top of that, as well as food and personal and hygiene stuff. Um, you try to take a lot of stuff that is dehydrated, where water might be added to it to bring it back to life, or a lot of dry goods like your rice and corns and beans. This is stuff that's easy for you to carry. and you can use the machine where you suck all the air out of the sealer, vacuum sealers, and put that in. So that makes it a lot lighter, where you're not trying to use cardboard boxes and this and that and the other to store all your stuff in. Use your vacuum sealer, because it also makes it waterproof, and if it hits the water, it can float and you can still collect it. So yeah, it's just me and my dog. He has one as well. See, but see, the provisions. You're not gonna leave your pet behind, and a lot of people don't know that. That hey, Cassandra, that if you have a pet, you got to make provisions for that pet just as well as for yourself. And people who have children with disabilities, they might be in wheelchairs, or walkers. There's a lot of things to consider when when a natural disaster hit, and what all you can fit in a go bag. You might have to have more than one go bag, because you might have a child with special needs, or a spouse that might have special needs. So there's a lot go into dealing with this stuff. It's more than just a notion, and it's more than just throwing in a set of clothes. They said you check and rotate your go bag just like you do your food in your cabinets. Like for instance, it's summer in a lot of places, it's warmer in a lot of places, even in the cold north. You don't want to grab your go bag and you got one of these big feather filled coats. You need to change your go bag with your seasons. You know, you might want to add a raincoat because it is a lot of rain this time of the year. Shorts and tank tops because other stuff is going to be too hot. You can't have a pair of wool sweats in your go bag in the middle of the summer when it's hitting 80 and 90 degrees. So you got to rotate, your personal stuff in your go bag just as well as you do in your closet. You take all your winter stuff and put it up and start pulling out the tank tops and shorts. Some that's easy for you to get to and put on a daily basis. Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Your fur babies come too. I got one too. And most of you guys know I got a cat, Miss Annie. Yep, I got her little go bag as well. I'm gonna snatch my cat. I'm not gonna leave her, because all I'm gonna do is worried about she can't fend for herself, and that's not right. You have a pet and you care for the pet and you love that pet, and then you're gonna leave that pet behind and not fend for it. I got a carrier and everything. It might be rough, but I'd rather take her out of the house than to leave her in the house lonely and unable to feed herself. That's just cruel. And I don't want to be that cruel. I love my pet. Even though she get on my nerves, she's still my fur baby. So everybody has a certain degree of how they're going to care for themselves and their family. You know, um, some people can, some people pressure cooker, some people dehydrate, some have the food freezers. There's a lot of ways to prep your food and rotate it, and eat from the old stuff if you're adding new stuff. As they say, rotate. You know, your meals and what have you. Same way you rotate your clothes in your go bag to go for a season. You can still leave a down coat in there because might not know where you're going to end up at, but at least be able to have something to switch up in if you need tank tops and shorts. Yeah. Oh yes. Love my pets. Yeah, everybody do. Yeah, I see Nikki, you and your German shepherds, your big old babies. Yeah, so everybody has different levels of prepping for their household, because like I say, everybody's household is different. Some of us have husbands or wives or significant other. Some of us still have children that's still at home, whether they're small or teenagers. Are they aware of where to go and what to do if a disaster hit? Don't have your poor kids freaking out and you're trying to figure out how to deal with this when all of that should have been discussed a long time ago. It's just like I know when we were in school, they used to tell you if your house on fire, how to take something and cover your mouth, if you can get a wet towel or whatever, and crawl across the bottom of the floor because the fire rises upward to try to find your way out your house. If you know your house, if you can walk through your house in the dark, you can walk through your house in a fire. As long as you know where the fire is coming from, that you're not crawling into it, that you're crawling away or getting away from it. Um, just like some houses, they're more than two floors. They have a ladder that they can throw over the side to help you escape. What Hudson say? Stood up at a party. Wait a minute, let me see if I can see it without my glasses. Oh, stop. What I said, stood up. Stock up on petty cash in case of a blackout. Yeah, yeah, because once electricity go out, there's no ATM machines. you know, there's no calls to make for Uber or Lyft to come and get you. The phone towers might be down. That's why they tell you also if you can get walkie talkies. We know they only go to a certain range, but yet and still, if they're available, if you got a CB radio, um, also, at one point, people gonna learn how to do Morse code, and what they say, the Indians used to send out the blankets SOS. It's gonna be a lot of ways folks is gonna have to let their loved ones know that a disaster has occurred and they need help, where to go and what to do without freaking out. See, that's the biggest part. When a disaster hit, you have to learn to be clear-headed and calm. You can't be like, "Oh my God, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I don't have this. I don't have that." Think about what you do have and what you do have control over. Everything is not written in gold where you can just sit down and it's a playbook that has instructions. You should have practiced this in advance with yourself, even with your loved ones. If you're a single person and you got siblings to stay in the same state or city and you don't live that far away from each other, if a disaster hit, pick a place that if you can get to it, they know once you there, you can call them or they can go there and look for you to see if you're safe. And the same way with your kids. Ooh, excuse me, y'all. My knee been acting up today. Okay, had to reposition it. And so you might have siblings. I got a lot of, only one brother of mine is married. All the rest of us is single. Barter and trade. Yep, that too. That too. Yeah. Um, that's always been around though. That's not nothing new. It might be something new to the newer generation because they've never had to do it or never been exposed to it. But for some of our older ones and ones that we pass down that information down to our kids or grandkids, they understand the concept of bartering. Even, but you know what though? Little kids know about bartering. They just don't know the word. Like, I might have some baseball cards and you got some marbles. I want this particular baseball card, but I want your Aggie from your marbles. Okay? They barter. You want to call it bartering, trading, or whatever. But they did what they needed to do to get what they wanted. Same thing. Maybe different words, different terminologies from children to adults, but it's still the same concept. You're bartering to get what you need to to satisfy whatever needs to be done at that particular time. Um, what time is it? Oh, be time for the baby to go to bed soon. I hope we get a chance to come in to say hi. Yep. Nikki, you're right. Stop, drop, and roll. Yeah, if you catch on fire, to put the fire out. Uh, Barter and trade. Yep. So it's a lot of things that we know as children that we finally connected from that time to adulthood, what it meant. Like people say stuff to you, it's like, what does that mean? I don't understand. They don't tell you. They say when you get older, you'll understand. And then when you get older, You might even say it or hear it again and you'd be like, oh, yeah, okay. I understand. I got you. But old folks have been doing this pretty much all their lives. And now they try to pass that same knowledge down to us. Some of us accept it, take it, and expand and improve on it. And others say, I'm not doing that. That's too much work. I don't have time. But when the disaster hit, it's a whole new story. It's like, oh man, she told me how I can't remember how you do that, how you fix that, who I call, where I need to go, because you wasn't paying attention. They were trying to tell you, but you figured that wasn't your cup of tea until it happens. Have fire extinguishers. They're not that expensive. Have one upstairs and downstairs. And the same thing with smoke detectors and carbon monoxide. You got a furnace that goes out in the basement and it's only giving off fumes. A lot of people ended up sleeping forever behind carbon monoxide. So, yeah, there's a lot of things. See, when you keep talking long enough, other folks put in the chat what they have dealt with, what they have been taught, or what they have learned, and how that they can pass that knowledge on to the rest of us. Don't make this information a secret. If you feel that it can help somebody else out, tell it. Why keep it to yourself? What benefit do you get from not telling somebody else how to save themselves or their family or their loved ones or their children? I mean, like, wow, how selfish can you be? Fire blankets are nice to have on hand too. Yeah, and those fire blankets not only can help with that, but they also keep you warm and dry. They have a lot of purpose other than putting out a fire in the kitchen or putting over you if you're trapped and can't get away from a fire. Dig a hole as deep as you can and get in and throw that blanket over the top and pray. You know, so there's a lot of things out here that we can expose one another to and give tips. Like some people will actually take a notebook and write down. I said, oh, I didn't think about that. I was like I was telling my girlfriend about the vacuum sealer. I say, do you know you can put everything in that vacuum sealer? You can do matches to keep them dry. You know, um, you can instant coffee, instant drinks of any kind other than rice and beans and grits and cream of wheat or whatever you like. Them vacuum sealers will suck out the air out of everything and keep them airtight, fresh, dry, floatable if there's a flood of water. I mean, they are amazing. You can do your clothing that same way too to keep them dry, and it doesn't add any additional weight. It actually lightens up stuff. So it's easier for you to carry and move around. So there's a lot of good things out here that we could use and pass on to others to let folks know what's available to help you. And hey, pretty girls, uh, in case of a bug out. When I needed a backpack and I saw the price of the backpacks in the store, I said the only way I pay that kind of money for a backpack is I go to an Army Navy surplus store, and I probably wouldn't have to pay that much for a good one. So, but I went to a secondhand store and they had backpacks in there, bunch of them, and you just go through them and find the better one. And I found an old Army Navy one that somebody gave up, and it was in pretty good shape. And I think they wanted $5 for it. And I told them, so got a lot of compartments in it, and it wasn't as heavy as I thought it was, but it's well made and sturdy, and it's something I can deal with. So that's what you do. Because and in that vacuum pack also you can put your toothbrush and toothpaste and your medications, shampoo, conditioner, bars of soap. I mean, it's so much that you can put in a vacuum sealer, um, to save and preserve whatever you want in it. You know what I'm saying? You can put spices, sugar, and cream, powdered cream if need be, uh, spices of all kind, garlic, black pepper, salt, whatever. So it's just what you want to put in there, what you think you will personally need to survive. Uh, like you say, each member in your household should have their own personal backpack, and it should also meet their needs. If you got kids who got allergies like hay fever, or they have asthma, they need an extra inhaler or two in there. If they have real big allergies where you need an EpiPen for, you know, it's so much stuff. It can be a long list. People with heart issues need aspirin. It's pain relievers like your Tylenol or your, Advil or whatever. It's a long list of stuff, but you need to sit down and prepare each item, mark it off on your list, and put it in your go bag. So by the time you get to the bottom of that list, everything that you could remember that's on that list is in your go bag. And then that's when you test it to see if it's too heavy or too light. And if you can add certain things to it that you might have missed earlier, or somebody remind you of, or something else came up. Like some people say they try to get 90 days worth of medication if they're on it, because once the disaster hit, there's no pharmacies open. Hot flashes and heat don't mix. You got that right. Woo, tell me about it. Been there, done that. So everybody's have a different standard of that. Like some people add hunting knives, batons, those little small tasers, electrical shock. It says it's nice to carry a whistle around your neck. Um, it's a lot of things. And those little things can add up, and they can also add up in weight, even though they're lightweight per se. But the more you add, the more weight you're adding. So that's why Landon used to say, put your backpack on and try walking through the park or through your neighborhood. See if you're able to handle the weight, because some people might have to have the kind of suitcases on wheels that you can pull behind them. I know I can't carry but so much weight on my back because my back is jacked. So I have one of those little carriers that you can hook the backpack on and put the bungee cords on it and pull it if need be. I got it from my mom. So you just have to be mindful. You got to use sometimes a little ingenuity. Um, Sometimes just plain old common sense in regards to that. You can't take your whole summer and winter wardrobe with you. That's not feasible. It doesn't make sense. Just take maybe one or two outfits, that you need. Make sure you got clean underwear, dry socks, and what have you. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. But are you willing to do this in order to survive whatever comes along? Nothing's guaranteed that you're going to be in the right place at the right time when certain disasters hit. So, how do you prep yourself and your family before it happens? If you live in a state where you got a lot of tornadoes and stuff, they got cellars built in the ground that when they hear that quietness or that siren, they drop everything and they go and get in those cellars for safety. So each state has their own setup. You got earthquakes, you got tornadoes, you got hurricanes, you got flash floods, you got extreme heat, you have extreme cold, you have snow, you got ice. It is so many different ways a disaster can happen. You might get sick, and it might be terminal. That'll change your lifestyle. That'll change how you live and how your family survives. It could be so many ways that disasters can hit. It doesn't always necessarily have to be a natural disaster. It could be a car accident, plane accident, anything. How do you deal with these? How do you prep your family in advance in regards of something, I get sick, other than writing out your last will and testament? And you might have to do that too, so funeral arrangements, you might have to do that too. So it's a lot of ways that you need to defend yourself, your family, whether it's a natural disaster or an unfortunate circumstances that might arise. So yeah. Um, does anybody else in the chat have something they want to add to this conversation? Because I'm seeing, hits and misses here and there about what you could add. So what else do you add to your go bag? And ooh, excuse me. And every time you leave the house, do you take your go bag with you, or is it sits at the back door? My granddaughter poured me a glass of wine, y'all. Mhm. It's a Moscato. I'm not taking any medication right now. Maybe later on at night, but not right now. She looks out for her ground. Yeah, so does anybody else have any suggestions that you would like to share with the rest of us in the chat? Oh, and by the way, y'all, for the last couple of weeks, I wanted to celebrate. I hit 1,600 subscribers plus now, but they've been talking about the Watermelon Wars so much they didn't get a chance to celebrate, and I forgot about it. So I'm gonna wait till I hit 1,700 and have a big celebration. But it's been crazy. I was so tickled to finally hit 1,600 subscribers, and then forgot to even announce it. I put it in my post, but I didn't bring it up on my live. So for all the ones who have helped me get to that point, thank you very much. Whether you knew and people have promoted me, thank you so much. I keep certain things in my car that might go bag in my car, but my go bag in the home. Okay. So all right. So you have, well, at least you have coverage. At least you have coverage. For my winter bag, I have cleats for shoes for snow and ice. Okay. That's a good one. All right. That makes sense. See, I didn't think about that. And that's good for breaking up ice and snow when you're trying to crunch. Snowshoes are too big, but that's a nice suggestion. Thank you, thank you, appreciate that. So yeah, I wouldn't think about cleats. I think about cleats in sports. Out running in the grass. Doing soccer and stuff. Hey, Harvey Container Gardener, how are you, sweetie? Been watching you too. You and everybody in them strawberries. We love you and you deserve it. Thank you. Thank you. I've been working on it. I'm trying to get better at it. And garden, congratulations. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm trying to read with these faulty glasses. But yeah, it's so much that's going on out here in the streets. And did you see Hood had dropped? She was in a car and she's dropped, what was it, 20,000 people that got laid off of one of them big car dealerships. Was it Nissan or whatever? So it's going to be a lot more of those because the people in power, they're looking to make their quotas and bonuses. And if you in the way, adios. They gonna make their money because they got a certain level of lifestyle they trying to keep. Whether it's a home or kids in college, or they like to travel or what have you. Oh, that's a good one, Carver Q. Maps for all roads. I can read a map because that's all map. That's all we had before GPS and all this other stuff came out. AAA, oh, they was best friends. Everybody's saying to Harvey. Yeah, so maps is a good one because if your GPS ain't working, if the towers is down, you're not getting anything from any language in regards to that. So, yeah, learn how to read a map. A lot of people don't know how to read a map. They don't know how to lay it down and spread it out and locate where you're at and then follow certain routes. Like here, 480 and 271, 490. Everybody got their major highways. But those are the first roads that will be jammed bumper to bumper. It's the main highways because everybody's trying to hurry up to get from point A to point B. Whereas a lot of us would prefer taking the back roads where every time Dick and Harry don't know. Mike. Thank you for stopping in, Mike. How are you? I know a lot of people this time of day, if they're not feeding their families, they're working in their gardens. Mike said, it was storming here, still super windy. Last night it rained cats and dogs. I was out in the yard planting up the plant in my granddaughter's backyard, and it was thundering, and then all of a sudden it got dark as night. I hurried up, throw the rest of them plants off in there, and came in the house. And as soon as I did, the heavens opened up and it rained. It thundered and lightning for a long time. It rained most of the night. It was real humid today because it went from being cool to hot to humid. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh. Yeah, I seen a whole lot of good people celebrating. A lot of subscribers. Who was that? My Renaissance grandma hit something like 2,500. I was like, "You go, girl." Zeta Rose said, "I also have bifocals, but want some night vision ones too." Oh, that's a good one. That's good. I can hear you on that one. GT, what's up? What's up? What's up? How are you? Thank you for stopping in this evening. What's your temperature in Alaska, GT? Oh, she getting ready for bed. She having a fit. Oh, oh, oh. Daddy say let's brush our teeth. Okay. Yeah, they getting her ready for bed. She ain't had a long day. She keep rubbing her eyes. She tired. She got 2 more months and she'll be two. She woke up early this morning singing "Old MacDonald." All I could hear was E-I-E-I-O. Carvin Q said, "Foot care, socks, wool, moleskin, knee support, ace bandages." Yeah, yeah. If you having them kind of issues, yeah. Because I got my knee brace and a foldable cane. I have two. I have a steel cane and a wooden cane, and I have a foldable cane that's in there. Oh, Mike says 74 there. Now, okay. What is it here? Is it saying on my computer? It said temp set to fall. Yep. So, yeah, Mike, I'm looking at my 10-day forecast. They talking about 47 degrees next week in the evening. I was like 84 to high, then 47 at night. I'm like, what the hey? 56? That's not bad. That's not bad. Carbon Q says markers to leave a message on wall or rally point. That's a good one. Yeah, I got magic markers in there. Evan, you got the baby? Oh, talk to my grandson. Yep. So, yeah, that's a good point. But like I said, though, if you got family, do you have a destination point that everybody can meet at if you're not at home and you're trying to get together, the whole family? We used to do fire drills in school and bomb dropping when you go and you ball up and you put your hands over your head, like that's gonna stop the building from falling on top of you. But we ran in the basement and did all these little drills and stuff. So, You need to do drills anyway in the house in case of a fire or a burglar, somebody breaking in. They coming in one way, you go out another way. You don't sit there and wait on them to come in unless you got the right stuff for a defense. Um, wow, the wind is crazy. Oh wow, it was crazy last night for a hot minute. Ooh, shaking my house. Oh, that's a lot more than crazy. Mike, you sure you ain't got a hurricane or tornado coming your way? Please be safe. Hey, J3GS Farms, how are you, sweetie? Just getting in time to jump in the shower. But listen, okay, yeah. But when you said that jump in the shower, I thought of this old commercial where that woman was doing her hair and she's like, I'm going to wash this gray right out of my hair. And I'm like, J3. Oh, that's crazy. Well, Mike, please be safe. If you got to, grab your wife and find you a spot and be safe. The squirrels done found themselves a spot. They ain't out there at all. They good and toasty inside somewhere. So you be careful as well. That's crazy. High winds, shaking the house. That's pretty high, Mike. And shaking the house. That's scary. So please be safe. Yeah. Everybody saying hello to one another. Oh, that's a good one, Carbon. Copies of important documents and waterproof envelopes. Yeah, like birth certificates, social security cards. Yeah. Immigration papers that you might need. If you're a veteran, DD, yeah, 214. Yeah, I know about them too. Hey, LGGG Love. Thank you for stopping in this evening. Appreciate you. Yeah, and I was talking about waterproof matches, sleeping bag, go bag is ever. Oh, yeah, they're constantly changing. Yeah, yeah. Some people put in small tents, that you can blow up or lay or roll out. So, yeah. I was in the basement about a minute ago. Why I'm late? That's okay. Your safety come first, Mike. You can always watch the replay on me. You take care of yourself, okay? You and yours. I can't do nothing for you. I'm in another state, buddy. I'm not having that issues right now. It's warm and humid and the sun is shining. You know. Yeah, a tarp is good too. If you got to lay on the ground whether it's wet or dry and dealing with bugs, yeah. Excuse me, a tarp is definitely something good to go because even if you have a sleeping bag, you're not sleeping on raw ground. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, John. I know y'all got some more suggestions. Carbon dropping them left and right. I know you got other folks in here. If you got go bags, what are you putting in them? What are you using? Tell us your secrets. Help us to improve our grow. Our I want to keep saying go bags to help us. Someone did bring up a while ago seeds. Put some seeds in your grow bags. If you got to go somewhere else, if you got to leave your home and state or whatever, and you got to go somewhere else and you need to start a new garden, you got a head start. You take some seeds with you. They don't take up much space. They're very light. And, whether it's tomatoes or peppers or whatever your family like to eat, you can take 3 or 4 of each kind. You can do what yeah, cucumbers and cauliflower and broccoli and Brussels sprouts, tomatoes, peppers. You can carry like 3 or 4 each one of those, and start a whole new garden somewhere else. Yeah, Carbon's a real prepper. Yeah, and she's dropping some gems on us. So for the ones who are taking notes, you see what we got going in here. Okay. Um, Also, little things like Q-tips. You don't necessarily need them for your ear. You can put them in some oil and make a lamp out of it. That'll be your wick. Or in a bottle that drips, you know. as a lantern. Cotton balls, you can use them as well, dipping them in oil, making them as lamps too. Boiling. You got nowadays you don't get those tin cans for coffee anymore. You get the plastic, so you can't make those little ovens, that camping ovens like Led showed us a long time ago. Not unless you found you an old coffee, a tin coffee can. Wait a minute, y'all. Let's me in these glasses. Camping light, weight pot for cooking and boiling water. Yeah, floating device in case of a flood. Yeah, and that's what we used to do. At the end of the summer, like in the fall, we would get the floaty wings that they have left over, and sometimes some of those hoops and floating things that you could use. You can, you know, even if you have to cut them in half, if you got one that you can hold on to, wrap yourself over it, keep your head above water. At the end of the summer, we did. We That's what we do. We catch those sales on all that stuff. Yep. Hey, Wellness with Frugal Mama, how are you? Thank you for stopping in this evening. Appreciate seeing you. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Oh, I missed that one right quick. Oh yeah, sewing stuff, needle and thread. Yeah, you need all of that. Mike said you can use Frito chips or almonds as a wick. The oil burns long time. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of oil in them. Some type of water filter. Yeah, they got those ones in the bottle. Those things are hard to find too. Man, every time I go into certain stores, I go into the department where they have the water pitchers and all of that, and those water bottle filters, they sell out fast. If you don't catch them when the truck first bring in that delivery, you don't get them. And now with all these tariffs and embargoes, it might be a lot of stuff that don't come back. That's the scary part. You'd be looking for something that's not coming back. Wellness with Frugal Mama saying hello to everybody. Thank you for coming in. Yep. Just like we was bringing out the manual potato peelers and can openers. And you can have the little bitty can opener like this here that you use to open up the ends of like a can of pep milk or something like that. And you can use it to do it all the way around. And I was watching a show the other day where they were showing you how to open up a can with this device, and now I can't think of it. It'll come to me. But it was something I never thought that you would use. But you got the little small portable can openers where you open up bottles and stuff like that. And then you got the bigger ones. They come in so many different sizes and shapes. So you can kind of put one of each of them in there. You can throw a screwdriver in there, whether it's a Phillips or not. You can use it as tightening up something, loosening something, or you can use it as a weapon if need be. It'll puncture. If y'all done seen enough bad boy shows where they didn't stab somebody in the neck with one, in the eye, in the ear, they still work. My son pretty much got all I can think of now, just in case. Yeah, well, you got your house doing a shake, rattle, and roll over there, so I hope you're good to go. I did see coffee double in price this week. Oh yeah, everything is doubling. I'm so glad I doubled up on coffee and powdered creamers 2 weeks ago. I got about 3 or 4 extra cans of coffee, and it's just me, so it lasts forever. Folgers went from $8 to 16. Yeah, I've seen that. Mm-hmm. So did Maxwell House too. Feminine products, yeah. Well, I'm going through menopause. I ain't got them problems anymore. But for the ones who still do, More power to you. Oh, just a good scrub and rinse and keep it moving. Hey, Cheryl Norris, how are you, sweetie? Glad to see you. So, how long was the wind, Mike? Mike, are you in the basement doing your typing where it's safe? Because LGG is asking you, is the wind still going strong? Are you okay? Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Oh, LGG said once it leaves him, it's probably coming my way. Yeah. It tells you how it leaves from one state and go to another one. It's doing this round robin. Hey, LGG. Everybody saying hello to one another. Mike says it was 40 miles an hour winds. Oh, it wasn't nothing to sneeze at. Yeah, just letting you know I'm here. Wow. Well, I'm glad you're safe. Is that 40 or 45? 40, okay. Jamaica, what's up? What's up? Jamaica, you and your chickens, y'all funny. Y'all always say, if it ain't your chickens, it's the chicks or the quails. Now you got animals. Now, see, that's an example there. Now, in case of a disaster, she got a small farm of animals. So, Jamaica, if you don't mind letting us know, how would you deal with a disaster in your area with considering all the animals that you have? Because I think you said you got rid of your turkeys, but you got chickens and quail and baby chicks, roosters and ducks and stuff. How do you deal with that if a disaster hits your area? Do you have a go bag and just leave your animals? I mean, how does that work for you? Not everybody have that kind of issue. So how do you deal with something like that in case of a disaster? Because I didn't even think about that. Because people with fur baby, and you got dogs too. Yeah, you got a bunch of dogs. So how do you deal with a disaster coming your way with all those animals? Sylvia, what's up, baby? Thank you for stopping in. She said, I got 5 bags of coffee grounds from Starbucks. Ooh, okay. I had to eat, move to the woods. Okay. And animals know how to fend for themselves. If you let them loose, they know how to hide better than we do. Mike said, rain hard, an hour, need more. I get grounds dry and inch down. Okay. But see, when it rains super hard, your ground can't absorb that water that fast. That's why everybody had these flash floods and all that runoff. When it rains for like an hour or two and it stops, it gives the ground a chance to absorb some of that water before it rains again. And then after that, if it keeps raining, then the ground becomes saturated. But when it start coming down hard initially, it doesn't do anything but puddle up because the ground is so hard and it just can't absorb all that water at one time. So yeah, if and the ground, if it's super dry and hard, it takes forever. That's when you have all that runoff and floods because the water has nowhere to go because the ground's not sucking it up. It's so dry, it just can't do it. It's against the force of nature. So yeah. GT said, I definitely don't want to bug out during the winter here. Yeah. Well, you don't want to bug out in the summertime either, because if it's 80 and 90, no, if it's 85 and up degrees and they got you all herded up in a building that has no air conditioning, that's like sticking everybody in a crock pot. What's them new air fryers? Everybody, because you going to throw off more body heat. Jamaica said, I have a go bag. Okay. All right. Now, do you have a go bag for your dogs and stuff? How do you are you taking them with you or are you turning them off in the woods too? She said, that reminds me I need to go and check to make sure nothing is expired. Yeah, you got to rotate your grow bag like you do everything else. Camper tent with wood stoves. Okay, all right. So yeah, it's a lot happening. It's a lot going. So yeah, like I said, everybody got their own way. Like a lot of us don't have pets. You know, some people have pigs. Look at who's that Homestead Heart. And she done had all kinds of tornadoes and fires and windstorms come through, dropping trees on the house and barn and carrying off. And she got the whole gamut, you know. She got the guy next door got cows and what have you. She got goats and chickens and turkeys and cats and snakes and everything on her farm, you know. So how do you care? And those dogs, some beautiful big Pyrenees dogs, yeah. Many people die in shelters. Ah, and Katrina, yeah, yeah. GT said now that's the perfect setup there. Man, okay, yeah. My dogs go where I go. They're my alarm. All right. And I ain't mad at you. Okay, them some beautiful dogs. And I see a lot of you women have German Shepherds as pets. It seems like the choice of dog amongst women, even though you might still have a lap dog, but them German Shepherds be on point. They're going to take care of anything and everything that's not going to let them get close to you. Oh, Flatware Creations. Hey, brother. I hadn't seen you in a while. I've been checking you out. I'll be in the bushes. Thank you for stopping in. I got my go bag red. Yeah, and you know I know what you mean. Yeah, that go bag ain't no joke. You got to have it in it. And you know what people was also good to put in your go bag? A Bible. A lot of people don't think about that. A Bible. When you need to pray, or if you can't think of a prayer, you can always go into the Bible and find a scripture that you learned maybe as a child or someone has told you about that seems to touch your heart, and you can pray on that, because when it comes to a disaster you definitely gonna need to pray to get through it and then recover afterwards. Yeah, shepherds are loyal. Yeah, I had a shepherd in uh, Coco. What was Coco? uh, mm, Lab. Shepherd and Lab mix. She was huge. And she didn't play that. She used to lay across my legs and pin me to the floor. And I'd be like, get your big butt up off of me. She want to roll over so I can scratch. Oh, that dog was so spoiled. What is a go bag I need to have ready? Ooh, Cheryl. Okay, girlfriend. A go bag is normally a backpack or a small suitcase, something that you're able to carry that has the essentials that you need if you have to leave your house because of a disaster of any kind, whether it's a fire, a flood, or tornado, whatever, where you would have your medications, change your clothes, dry goods, um, just everything that you would need on a regular basis. And you're not trying to take the house, just personal things like, uh, insurance card, medical card, birth certificate, social security card, a lot of important information, petty cash. I've been really busy recently. I have a small Bible in a Ziploc bag, so it is protected very good. And you can use a vacuum sealer too. Who's that? Joshua Gabriel. Hey, hon, how are you? Thank you for stopping in this evening. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah, so it's a lot of things that can go in a go bag, but you don't try to overload it to the point where you can't carry it in some form or fashion if you have to leave your home because of disaster. We also was talking about in defense too. We got a lot of folks that's in this chat that's in the 2A community. Um, and others who do not believe in firearms. You could use other forms, whether it's knives, tasers, whistles to blow the lips, alert other people. animals, dogs, even some cats. Some people have goose that are good alarm systems, baseball bats, you know. I mean, there's other ways to protect yourself. Um, Mike said, I keep a go bag by the front and back door, garage, and car. Yeah, you can never be too prepared when it comes to having a go bag because it's just so many things that you would need in that go bag for your survival, whether it's temporary or long term. You're welcome, Cheryl. And if you go back and do a replay on this live, you'll see other suggestions that has been added as well, that you might be able to use to get your go bag. You can go to like a secondhand store and find a good backpack if you have one in your neighborhood, or you can go to Wally World and check the kids department because that's where they have the backpacks. And sometimes you can go in a camping area where they have camping supplies and see if they also have heavy duty backpacks that you could use. If you see one, try putting it on, see if it's too heavy. If it's too heavy and it's empty, it's going to be too heavy once it's loaded. So try to find something that fits you. You know what you can carry, whether you carrying it on your back or whether you can put it on some sort of wheels to pull it along. All right, like I said, if you put a backpack on and it's empty and it's too heavy, you that's not your backpack for you, because once you put everything in it, you won't be able to pick it up off the floor. And it's not going to do you any good if you can't drag it out the house. So be mindful of that as well. You can lift a good, cheap go bag in the dollar store too. Okay, that's just a suggestion. All right, you can check the dollar store. You can look at something and tell if it's so cheaply made that it's not worth the money you pay for it, or whether you're going to get your money's worth. All right. Use some common sense. Use a little discernment and clarity when you go in there looking for something. You're looking for something that's going to save your life. You don't want to put on something, take two steps, and the whole bag fall apart and all your stuff scattered everywhere. And other folks is grabbing your personal stuff that you put together for your go bag. So be sensible. Use some kind of common sense, and be sensible about whatever piece of luggage or whatever that you use. I've seen people use. Have you ever seen an attorney with the big suitcases on wheels that they pull along? Some people use those. A small suitcase, like the small ones that you can put on the airplane, where you can put under your seat or put in an overhead bin. It's on wheels. you know, that might be able. Everybody has different things. Mike says basics, first aid, that's a good one. I have that. Sewing kit, copy documents, contact info, water, energy bars. Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah, because you can't always cook right away. So that will make a difference as well. Hey, Bammit, how's my brother from another mother? In the bushes, sis, got to get those sweet potatoes in the ground. Yeah, I saw the uh the video earlier of you talking with your son. Y'all digging up another new area to put stuff in the ground. I was like, go ahead on. Y'all gonna be eating. Fran gonna make sure. Yeah, get those sweet potatoes in so we can watch you harvest them when they're ready. Yeah, so yeah, it's a lot of good things that you can buy. Just be sensible and how much you put in certain containers. You can't grow everything. You can't put everything in plastic containers. If, like I said, if you got a vacuum sealer, you can put a lot of that in the vacuum sealer. It will take all the air out, make it a little lighter. You can put a lot more in it. It won't take up as much space if you're trying to put cardboard boxes and Tupperware in there. No, don't do that. And they even got the folding on drinking cups. I remember them from way back where you just fold them and they flat. And when you want to, drink something, you can just pull them up and put them together. It's so many things out here now that we can substitute to add to our go bags. A field of taters. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, just be mindful. When you go in the clearance section in some of these stores, they'll have stuff in there for little to nothing that you can just throw because they're already vacuum packed in it, like a potato peeler or a scraper or something else or can opener. They're already vacuum packed in it. You can just throw them in your grow bag. You don't have to worry about nothing else. If you already got them in your house, you don't need any extra, throw it in your grow bag. The little portable sets that has all the screwdrivers, and you have the one little screwdriver, then it has all the little pack that has all the different heads on it. Throw that in there. That could help. So yeah, I mean, you can the packs of alcohol wipes. You could use those. Those dry shampoo cloths that Lid was talking about that you add water to and you can scrub your whole body with. I mean, it's a plethora of things that we could use. Vacuum seal a pillowcase and you can fill with leaves or tear into bandages. That's a good one, Mike. That's also a old shirt that you have outgrown or worn thin, and you can strip it up and use it if you need to make a tourniquet for a cut or whatever. That will work as well. Mike says, an emergency nylon blankets are cheap and useful. Yeah, that's a good one. That's right. If you want to drop your channel, drop exclamation mark MOG so we can see where you're at and what you're doing. So if we want to follow you and check you out, we can. Lips got a little dry, you get to talking, get the foaming at the mouth, and your lips get dry. I just wet my whistle. Yeah, and like I said, you can take seeds too. You get those little plastic bags like that, put seeds in them, peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers, squash, watermelon. You can start a garden wherever you got the bug out to. If push comes to shove, you never know. A head scarf, keep your head warm under your hat, keep from losing body heat. Scarf for your neck, according on where you live at, makes a difference. And according to the season, like they said, you never know when you have to bug out. You don't know what time of the season, what time of the day. Nothing gives you an advance notice. Even if they have a siren to let you know something's coming, you don't know how soon after that siren go off that this disaster might hit. So then that's when you really need to get up off your butt. You're not gonna sit there and say, "Oh, I'm gonna wait for the second time." Might not be a second time. That might be your one and only time to get up and get your butt going and get busy. You can take a small little thing of Vaseline too. Vaseline has so many uses. It can oil your body uh, from head to toe. You can use it as a lamp. Uh, you can use it to put over a wound to seal it, to keep it dry, keep it clean, and keep it dry. Vaseline can be used for so many things. Um, if I keep sitting here thinking about it, I can come up with a gazillion more ideas. Oh, excuse me, I didn't mean to make y'all dizzy. About that. Mike's chaotic gardening link. Okay. Oh, he dropped it. All right. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike, 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 Mike. Yep. All right. Just gifted. She put hers in there too. Miss J.K. Gardner, how are you, sweetie? Thank you for coming in. There you go. Just gifted. So, Nightbot, he likes me. So, he's dropping everybody's link in the chat. Thank you all, guys, for doing so. I appreciate you. And y'all keep up the good work. I appreciate y'all coming in every week. I appreciate you guys got me up to 1,600 plus subscribers and growing. And I do. I know I don't do as much as some of you guys do. As you get older, you kind of slow down just a little bit. And until this knee totally heal, it got me a little anxious in regards to how much I can do. So that's why I enjoyed my green stock, and I can really stay on top of that because I can't do a lot of bending and what have you. So I'm gonna get it together. I'm working on my balcony. That's nice. I can just go from my living room out the door on the balcony and the porch, and do some gardening there. So I walked over to the big lot and I looked at it and I just turned around and came back home. I was like, I was so upset and disgusted. I got flowers. Well, no, I actually saw fruit starting on my Honeycrisp apple tree. I seen a few um, buds on my Red Haven peach. I have a pink lady that has buds that's turning into apples. So, you know, it's on its own right now, but later on this year, I hope it gets better. Uh, okay. Now I know this lipstick. All right, thank you. Said, well, y'all back. I've probably got it on there from drinking that wine. Thank you. Yeah, I love my green stock. I loaded it up. I'm looking to go buy some more plants, but I was like, nah, why I need? Oop, I didn't mean to do that. Why I need more plants? Um, I got seeds, so I got some beans, some string beans, bush kind, not the pole kind, and I want to drop them in some of those empty spots on there as well. My strawberries have taken pretty good. I think there's one or two look like they might not make it. That's all right. I got something else to stick in there. I want to stick some nasturtiums and maybe some calendula in those spots. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. Tonight, if anybody wants to get a green stock from the Mother's Day sale, y'all need to do it tonight because it ends today. I thought it was the 17th, but I got an email saying it's tonight. If you're getting, it's a 3 tier and then there's a 5 tier. I think the 5 tier is 109 and the 3 tier is 79. If you use um, Yellow Door 10, you know Asia, Yellow Door, you can get $10 off of it. So your 79 go to 69 and your 109 goes to 99. Um, and also it's free shipping today only. Up to this point, you had to pay for shipping. But since this is the last day of that sale, hey Tampa, how are you, baby? Where Mackenzie at? Since tonight is the last day of the sale, they said free shipping. So they trying to clean out their warehouse. And I think they got like 3 colors. They got the pink, the green, the beige, and the blue for your green stock. So if you want to get a green stock, you need to get it now because the prices on everything is going to go up, and I don't know if they ever going to go back down this low. So if you want a green stock, tonight is your best night to get one before it's for that sale is over with. It's over at midnight, so you got up till 11:59 to order your green stock. Yeah. Tampa. Tampa, I was trying. I wish you'd have been here about 10 minutes ago. They just put the baby to bed for the night. And she quiet too, so she knocked out. Oh, you got a chance to see the baby. She ain't got so big. Yeah, I'm finding you. She's sitting here drawing. Yep, you just missed the baby. I'm at my, so you see the background. I'm in the guest room. I'm in the guest room at my granddaughter's house. I spent last night and been with her all day. She works from home, so we hit. Where did we hit? After she finished her meetings, we hit Ultra because she needed some makeup, and then we went to Marshalls. Then we went to TJ Maxx, and then we went and got something to eat, and then we went and got the baby. So we've been out shopping. I was listening to G Quad. I was sitting in the car. She was at, where is she at? Marshalls. I told her, I said I can't walk no more. So yeah. So we had a good day together. I enjoyed it. Yeah. LGG, you dropped your link. Very good, very good. Tampa, drop your link. Exclamation mark MSOG. Let folks know how. Thank you, Dolores. And my IT lady, the one and only genius, Miss Dolores. I'd be lost without her. She'd be on point. I was trying to get my granddaughter at least come in and say hi and show her face. She said she ain't gonna do that. I was like, okay. These young folks, they can do TikTok and what is it, IG and all the rest of them, but I was trying to blow you up, but she didn't want to. But y'all, look what time is it? Okay, it's 1:26. So I'm gonna do my hour and a half because we're not doing watermelon wars tonight. My leg bothered me a little bit. I'm gonna prop it up, put some ice on it. So I'm gonna chill for the rest of the evening. I know I hadn't seen Odom. Is Odom on tonight by any chance? Do anybody know? Or who might be next? I know Tampa, you'll be coming on shortly, later on this evening. What is it, 30 night? Is it Thursday night shenanigans? LGG said, Miss Shirley, I'm so happy to get my first almonds, apples, and pears, peaches. I know how you feel. Oh, all right now. Almonds now. Oh, I've had apples. I got a pear tree. I don't know if it's gonna make it or not. It's teetering. It's a medley pear, but my medley plum is trying to make a comeback. I have a contender peach and a red haven. I see my red haven. I don't know if my contender didn't make it, but this year, if I can get somebody to help me dig some holes, I'm putting that peach tree and that pink lady in the ground so I can get as nice and big as my Honeycrisp. Because if they made it through these last couple of winters, they deserve to come out of their pots and go in the ground. Not sure. He's been busy gardening. Yeah, I've been seeing his videos too. Mike, how is that fig that you're growing in your hydroponics? Are you gonna keep it in there or are you gonna take it out and put it in the ground? Well, I know you're not gonna do that because you're in Minnesota. Yeah, that fig ain't gonna make it there. Are you gonna put it in the pot or are you gonna leave it in the hydroponics? Because I know that thing is huge. Yeah, I remember Autumn used to come on at 9, so yeah. I've been watching him too. Everybody, I mean, everybody bumping. Everybody's, working hard. This is the time of the year you do. And normally in the evening, this is the best time to do it because it's gotten cooler. The sun is starting to set, and you're trying to go in there and water everything before it gets late night. If it's not already raining in your area, you're trying to water everything from the course of the day being hot. Touching the ceiling, dang, Mike. What you gonna do now? You gonna cut the top off so that it'll spread out more side branches? You leaving it in the house? Okay. I want to see this. Must be nice. Mike, you got that golden touch though. When it comes to hydroponics, I've never seen anybody uh, that does hydroponics like you and GT. And then I watch Regenerative Wayne with the aquaponics, with his bluegills and what have you, with his gardens and stuff. So it's so nice to see that there's other folks who are endeavoring into other forms of gardening other than putting them in the ground. Because you not only do hydroponics in the containers, but you also do the cracky method as well. You're gonna top it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because once it hit the ceiling, it's gonna be bending like this, going sideways, because it ain't got no more room to go up. What is all the way up? Yeah. So yeah. GT. Sure, you're right. And that's what I love about you guys. Y'all don't mind teaching other people how to be survivors, you know. Odin, was your ears burning? Oh, yep. He's ain't been listening. You was in the bushes. You one of the bush people. and processing strawberries. No, I wasn't coming on. Okay. I saw you, Odom. I watched your video. I mean, you had buckets and buckets of strawberries. And those were big strawberries. My backyard is none but an island of white flowers. I'm waiting for all of them to start changing into strawberries. I got enough to share with the slugs, the birds, the neighbors. And I can't wait to have my great granddaughter come over there. I want to see her bend down and pluck her own strawberry out of her great grandmother's garden. I really would like to see that. And she enjoyed because I brought her strawberries out the garden last year. She loved them. She was taking her little fat hands. She was grabbing them off her tray. I had put them on her tray on her high chair, and she grabbed one and she popped it in her mouth. And she liked to hum when she eat. And she tried to put too many in her mouth. One, I was like, no, 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 one at a time. They were just big enough for them little fat hands, and she was tearing them strawberries up. And I bought her some blueberries too, and she liked those as well. So just to see that the next generation enjoying great grandma's veggies and stuff, I'm waiting on her to enjoy some of the veggies that I'm growing in my green star. Outing, I got Odom thriving, two fire, two live plants. I got Baker's Creek dead. Yeah, well, but you know what though? When we get plants from each other, they have what they call tried and true because they're coming from stock that we legitimately grown ourselves. So we know that this plant is going to survive. Whereas when you order from nurseries and other places, some places will give you a year guarantee on them, and then others don't. So yeah, I know what you meant. You got it from Odom. Mm-hmm. Yep. So I understand exactly what you meant. All right, people. It's 1:31. I'm gonna get off this here, prop my leg, throw some ice on it, and enjoy the rest of my evening. I thank you all for coming in this evening. Thank you, Dolores. And I love you all. And as I always say, hit that like button and show me that you like me just a little bit. Would be greatly appreciated. And y'all come back next Thursday, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. As I always say, enjoy your day. Y'all come back now. You hear?